Having courage does not mean that we are unafraid. Having courage and showing courage mean we face our fears. We are able to say, I have fallen, but I will get up. Maya Angelou. Welcome, and I'm so glad that you're here. Here we talk about personal development, relationships, and mental health, just to name a few. My name is Carmen, a registered counsellor who is passionate about coming alongside people. This podcast is designed to create a discussion and bring awareness around what matters most in life, and that includes you. The goal is that each episode will leave you feeling encouraged, equipped, and empowered so you can live your best life. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode. I hope you've been keeping well. And can you believe that we are almost halfway through November? This year may feel different for you because of COVID and what a year it has been. It has certainly felt different for me, and would it be fair to say that it's a year that we didn't see coming? The talk around the dining room table the other day was how Christmas is just around the corner and how this year doesn't feel the same. Then it got me thinking about what makes special days of the year special. While I can't answer that for you, but for me, it's about being with those I love and, of course, enjoying some good food. My aim for 2020 was to be present and show up the best way I knew how, despite the restrictions and the uncertainty that COVID brought. I tried not to take moments for granted. And I would never have thought that last year, sitting around Christmas lunch, that we would navigate a pandemic in the year to come. This year was tough. We farewelled some much-loved family members. And my most valued takeaway from this tough season continues to serve as a reminder of how precious moments are, and that we can't hang on to these moments, but rather just be in the moment and be present and simply enjoy them. I wonder if being present is the richest experience we can ever give ourselves and those we love. So what does finishing 2020 on your terms look like? In this week's episode, we unpack courage, which comes via a request. Let this be an invitation to you to get in touch also, and I will always do my best to cover any topics that are of interest. And you can do this by heading over to carmendebono.com.au. What is your definition of courage? According to Mr. Google, it's the ability to do something that frightens one, bravery and strength in the face of pain or grief. Brené Brown writes, "The root of the word courage is cor, the Latin word for heart. In one of its earliest forms, the word courage has a different definition than it does today. Courage originally meant to speak one's mind by telling all of one's heart. Over time, this definition has changed, and today, courage is associated with being heroic. Heroics is important, and we certainly need heroes. But I think we've lost touch with the idea that speaking honestly and openly about who we are, about what we're feeling, and about our experiences, good and bad, is the definition of courage. Heroics is often about putting our life on the line. Ordinary courage is about putting our vulnerability on the line. While courage can take on different forms, whether it's in deed, change, communication, mindset, just to name a few. Perhaps courage is not something we either have or do, but instead something that we develop as we encounter challenges and choose to face them. Courage and fear can both be present at the same time, and it comes down to what we do while we are feeling afraid. Just like confidence, courage can be exercised. Can you think of a time when you chose to be courageous. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves of our capabilities, both big and small, and use them to expand how we see ourselves. So let's look at some ways to increase our courage. Number 1, be authentically you. Own your choices, uniqueness, and truth. Be authentic to who you are. We can fall into the trap of pleasing others while losing sight of ourselves and our convictions. What would it look like to authentically love yourself and grow from that place? Number 2, discover your purpose. You need courage to go beyond what's familiar, and having a purpose does just that. Having a purpose that is bigger than ourselves can help us take our eyes off our limitations, giving us a reason to press forward and benefit others in the process. People with a sense of purpose feel less anxiety and stress. A starting place is to think about what are you most passionate about. Number 3, find your people. We thrive in community and draw strength from the support of others. Having supportive people in our corner can help us face adversity and encourage us along the way. Have you established a support network? And if you haven't, I highly encourage that you do so. Number 4, the power of choice. Taking the bull by its horns looks like dealing with a difficult situation in a very direct or confident way. And at times, this might be the best option for us. However, at times, courage could also look like letting someone else take the bull by its horns for you. Or it could simply be letting go and getting out of the arena. Courage is not blind, but somewhat intentional. The power of choice is powerful because we can assess the situation we find ourselves in, gather information, own the choice, and act on it. I wonder if the process itself requires courage. On a finishing note, courage takes on different forms, from feeling fear and choosing to act, persevering in the face of adversity, being authentically yourself, standing up for what is right, letting go of the familiar, and the list goes on. Allow yourself the time to think about how far you've come and make a list of all the times you chose to be courageous. So that's it for today's episode. As always, I'm grateful for the opportunity to come alongside you. If you know someone who might benefit from hearing this episode, why not share it with them? For more content, head over to carmendebono.com.au and I look forward to coming alongside you again next Wednesday.